All right, welcome back. Wow, we got a full house
I know,
now.
look
at
this.
all these
We
folks.
filled the whole studio.
Hey, starting tomorrow, some of the world's most creative young minds will gather in East Lansing for Odyssey of the Mind World Finals, and a team from right here in the Grand Rapids area will be there. They're part of Creativity Unlimited in Michigan, and after months of problem solving, building, and teamwork, they've earned their spot on the global stage. So joining us this morning is the team, plus co-director of Region 4, Amy Cutlip. Amy, we're going to start with you because you have got to watch all of these young minds blossom and grow over the last several months. For those at home who don't know what this is, what is Odyssey of the Mind, and how does this really challenge some of the students here?
Yeah, Odyssey of the Mind is a creative problem-solving competition where students select one of 5 problems and present an 8-minute solution to that problem. They have the opportunity to think creatively and focus on STEAM-type problems, so science, technology, engineering, math, and arts. And it's a great opportunity for kids to learn those problem-solving skills that are so important today.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's a really cool competition, one that features students and schools from all across the world.
Yeah, can you talk about some of the different things that they're learning and utilizing throughout this process?
Definitely. So OM really focuses on that creative problem-solving skill set. It gives students the opportunity to think outside the box and to also work together on a small team. So these kids have been working together, I think you said 5 years as a complete team.
Wow.
But this year, teams have been working since about September on their solutions.
Okay, and give us an example, like what have we been working on here?
Well, this team here is doing the structure problem. So
Okay.
they have built a balsa wood structure,
Okay.
which they are testing with weights to see how much weight they can get on the structure.
Interesting. Okay, and then what's that thing that we've got here? What's your name?
My name is Emmy, and so this we need to have a sound in our performance, and so we created this, which is made out of parts of an RC car that we put together.
Wow.
And
Very cool.
you spin it, and it flips against these book pages to make our bookworm sound,
Okay.
like a dragon sound.
Okay, does it work right now if you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
let's do
give
it.
it a try.
Show us.
Don't hurt them.
Don't hurt them, they said. Oh, pretty interesting. Okay, very cool. And actually, we got some video beforehand of that too being tested. I don't know if we could pull some of that up. Well, this is the group shot here, but there is some video in here. At some point, you'll see it of the weights being tested. Yeah, right here.
There we go.
This is so interesting. And so they just give you guys these problems, and you have to solve it. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, you get to pick one as a team that you want to do, and then you solve criteria based on that, and you create a skit and characters and a backdrop and costumes and do it all together and make it all fit.
Yeah.
So what looks like little wood sticks is able to hold all of that weight. Could someone explain to me how that's scientifically possible?
And what's your name?
I'm Dries. So for the past 2 years, we've been doing the structural problem. Before we were mostly a performance team, but it's been steep curve. At the beginning, we had just a small one and barely under the weight limit. It barely held it held 300 pounds. And since then, we've been able to look at other team structures, develop it. We made it a little wider at one point, and now we can hold almost 900 pounds. With it.
What?
Wow. So what is it within that's able to hold that? Because from our perspective, it looks
just-
like
sticks.
popsicle
Yeah,
sticks.
popsicle sticks.
Yeah, so it's all balsa wood. It's
Okay.
1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch. And we've glued several together to make the upright pieces, and those are actually significantly denser per volume than the rest of the structure. So we concentrate most of the weight in the uprights to make sure it has the strength needed to carry that much weight.
That is so interesting, and obviously you guys put a lot of thinking into all of this to help solve these issues. And I mean, for you, this has got to be really cool to watch them kind of solve those problems over time. Can you kind of put that into words for me?
Yeah, it's really amazing to see teams, especially teams who started really young. The program starts as early as kindergarten, so teams compete from kindergarten all the way on up through college age.
Wow.
And it's really great. I myself competed for 10 years.
Okay, so you're like a seasoned pro helping all of these students here, or do they kind of teach you some things along the way?
I think it's more learning from the new minds that are coming up.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, different perspective. Always good to have that.
Yeah, what are so throughout your journey of doing it for 10 years, what are some of the knowledge that you're passing on to them?
It's most important to listen to each other and be respectful of everyone's ideas, and also making sure that you have a solid plan going forward. No one ever wants to be in a situation where they don't really know what's going on and you're coming up against a deadline. So
Okay, well, so we've went kind of down the line of the different things that we have. We have not gotten to this thing, which I'm trying to figure out
Need
what
to
it
know
is.
what's happening here.
What is that?
I feel like I see a recorder
Yeah.
on the end of it.
So in
Okay.
addition to the noise for our book version, we also have Moby Dick as part of our performance, and we decided to make a whale song for it.
Okay.
And so that is what this is for, and hopefully it won't. I was backstage and made a very loud noise.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. If
Yeah.
it happens,
You're allowed
live
to
TV.
now. This is your time to shine.
This will be vinegar, and we'll put baking soda in the balloon. We'll allow it to pour. We had to use baking soda at some point in the performance.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll pour into the balloon, and then the gas will shoot the recorder to make that noise.
Very cool.
Oh.
Like play different noises.
Oh, okay.
To make a
Very
whale noise.
cool.
I think it's really cool. So does everybody that you're competing against have the same problem that they have to kind of solve here, and they solve it in their own way?
Yeah, they have the same general criteria, but you really have a lot of room to solve your problems in your own way and make it your team's own performance.
Wow.
Okay.
So making that acid-base reaction to
That-
play the recorder for
All
you.
that was required was that we use baking soda somehow.
Interesting.
okay.
Okay, and you came up with that.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
How fun.
So I think what is really cool about this is that people from all across the world also participate in Odyssey of the Mind. Can you kind of talk about that? And I mean, like, how many people will be there when you go to World Finals this week, which is starting tomorrow, by the way? How many people will be there? Who will be there? And why is that so cool?
Well, we have over 700 teams competing this year from 11 different countries, including the U.S., and I believe 25 states off the top of my head.
Okay.
This year, Michigan is sending 30 teams, 20 of which are from the West Michigan area, and that includes the entire state, including the Upper Peninsula.
Okay, wow. And then there are some international teams too. I was on the website this morning. I saw a team from Greece coming, I guess. I think that's pretty cool. So there you go. You're going to get to meet some international folks as well. Getting to meet all of the kids involved, like from the different schools, is that kind of part of the magic here? Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. And one of the coolest and most unique things about Odyssey World Finals is the pin trading. So each state and each organization brings pins, and students will get to interact with each other and trade those pins together.
Very cool.
Fun. Now, what are you all looking most forward to?
Let's go down the line.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's going to be meeting. Every year we get a buddy team from hopefully another country. In this case, we have one from Poland, and that interaction is always really fun.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that's what I'm most looking forward to.
I'd say definitely watching other teams perform, especially from like these international teams. Like they have such a different interpretation, and like since they're coming all the way to the U.S. to perform, they definitely have some crazy sets, and it's really fun watching like different countries and just like seeing all these different performances.
I'm really excited just to like spend like 5 days with everybody, you know, and we're like staying in the dorms all together. It's just a fun experience.
Oh, they're at Michigan State? You guys
Yeah.
get to? Very cool.
How fun.
I think I agree with the international team bit. It's a lot of fun to collaborate with people who you normally wouldn't get a chance to, especially because there's a lot of instances outside of like the performances where you can like meet other people. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like the opening and closing ceremonies because we can see how many people are here to do OM, and it's a wide scale to the world.
I enjoy the pin trading because you can just see like a large variety from countries across the world of different designs.
Yeah, where's the coolest pin that you've gotten one from?
There's a South Korea set that it's 3 pins around it that make the Korean peninsula in a shape.
Oh, that's
Very
pretty cool.
cool.
Yeah, very unique.
For me, I'd have to agree with Dries that coolest part is just meeting like our buddy team because it's so interesting to be able to collaborate and like meet people from completely different culture and country. It's just something unlike anything else.
Yeah, it really does. And for you, I mean, you've got to get something out of it, some joy, watching them kind of live through, you were doing this when you were in school. So it's got to be really cool for you, right?
Yeah, it is definitely a vicarious joy.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to see them come so far.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine that building some of these things and creating some of your scenes came with some challenges. Talk us through how you guys managed those challenges and, why it was still a fun experience and journey along the way despite them.
So for our like set and stuff, we decided to build like frames for canvases, right? And then we ended up like stretching and priming like I think 7 like 5 foot tall canvases.
Oh, wow.
And we put them all together to make it like a book because that's like the overarching theme of our performance.
Okay.
And so we had a lot of issues trying to, like, just working with the canvas because, like, none of us have actually done it before. And so, like, a lot of our canvases have, like, bent and, like, kind of warped with, like, because it's our first time doing it. We didn't
Yeah.
see the challenges coming with it. But,
I mean, we persevered, and our set sometimes looks like it's falling, it's gonna fall forward, but
it
does.
won't.
It's not gonna fall forward, and we know that. So I guess we just like dealt with it, and we just moved on.
Yeah. We have about 30 seconds left. How can people follow you guys through your journey with the World Finals happening this week?
Yeah, you can visit omworldfinals.com to see the schedule of events and get a map of the area. And then if you have any specific questions for the Michigan board, you can email information@michiganodyssey.com. Please know that we are officiating the event, so
Right.
it
You're a
might
little
take
busy.
a little bit. Yes, we are a little busy.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have a lot on your hands in a busy couple of days. We appreciate you coming here to 13 on Your Side and sharing your journey with us.
Yeah, very cool. Just real quick, if there's a school out there that wants to get involved, how can they do that?
Send us an email. Send an email if you're in the West Michigan area, region 4@michiganodyssey.com. Be happy to get you started there.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Odyssey of the Mind World Finals this week, starting tomorrow in East Lansing. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. We'll be back here in just a quick break.